Property tax relief is once again emerging as the top political issue for the next state legislative session starting in January of 2027, 1 year from now. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has unveiled his plan to eliminate school property taxes on homesteads. He outlined his plan at the Texas Capitol earlier this week. It comes after Governor Greg Abbott released his own plan with the same goal, but a different method of achieving it, which includes appraisal caps and a constitutional amendment to end school property taxes on homesteads. Right now, people 65 and older have their homesteads' home values frozen. Their appraisals can't go up on their school property taxes. The Lieutenant Governor's plan will lower that age threshold to 55. He also wants to raise the homestead exemption on school property taxes for most homeowners from $140,000 now to $180,000. For homeowners 65 and older, their homestead exemption would go up from $200,000 now to $240,000. And homeowners between ages of 55 and 65 would receive the largest break from $140,000 now to $240,000. I spoke with the Lieutenant Governor about his plan in Dallas earlier this week, and he told me ending school property taxes on homesteads is possible, but not all at once.
Jack, once you freeze someone's value, as we do now for 65, appraisals don't matter to them. By lowering it to 55, out of our 6 million homeowners in Texas, 3.3 million will have their appraisals frozen for the rest of their life. That's significant. It's a different way of getting at that issue without the appraisal caps that only make taxes go up in the short and long term. The appraisals, for the most part, have been taken off the table anyway. Jack, people get their value in the spring, their appraisal, but they don't look at the tax bill. And so the appraisal used to be, if your appraisal went up 8% or 7%, your taxes went up 7 or 8. That's just not been the case since 2021. We changed it in 2019. And how did we do that? Because we limited how much local government can spend or their revenues can increase, 3.5%. So as the values go up, they have to lower the tax rate. But the best thing you can do is just to freeze them. So coming down to 55 is significant. And if you talk to seniors today, and you can, look, Jack, you can always go out and find somebody who's not happy, okay? But the average senior isn't paying any more school taxes for the rest of their life. That's just the fact. And those who may still pay, it's been cut by 85 or 90%. Overall, since 2021, we've cut school taxes about $2,000 overall. And so when people look at their tax bill, in most counties you have to have a 5-year look back what you were paying then and what you're paying now. So once we eliminate all school taxes, which I think we can do in total for everyone in 2 or 3 sessions total, once you get that done, well, that's 40% of a property tax bill that's just going to go away.
So you're saying you can eliminate school property taxes on homesteads?
On homesteads.
For everybody, no matter their age?
In several more sessions. You can't do it all at once. It's just, you know, we've been doing this, remember, I increased the homestead exemption to $25,000 in 17, then to $40,000, then to $100,000, then to $140,000. So the cumulative impact is why we are where we are. You can't do it overnight. But when we go to 55, we're going to eliminate property taxes, school property taxes, on the average homeowner, probably for about half of the homeowners. It'll be frozen because I believe that bill will pass, by the way. I think it'll be so popular. We've had such great response from it. People are excited, even if they're 49. Hey, I'm going to get my taxes frozen in 5 years instead of 15 years. It's a big deal. And then you continue to raise the homestead exemption for the under 65, and you can get there over several sessions to pretty much take that off the table. Here's the deal, Jack, and I haven't looked at the governor's plan closely, and we're not in competition. I'm not competing with him on my tax plan, his tax plan. The great news, Jack, is when I got elected as a senator and as lieutenant governor, the truth is I was the only fighter for lowering property taxes, the only one. And now everybody's with us. And so we're going to get there to a good conclusion. We can get rid of all school property taxes. We've already done it for the average senior over 65. It's now going to be person over 55, and we just keep, we can lower that to maybe 50, we can lower it to 45, get down to your age bracket, you're a young guy. So we can do that with a combination of homesteads. So.
But just to be clear,
Yeah.
you're going to keep raising the homestead. The way to
Sure.
do what you're saying is through keep continuing to raise the homestead exemption and perhaps continuing to lower the age of where the home values are frozen.
Right. Yeah, it's a combination. Just think of it this way. When people say, well, how do you know seniors out there, the average senior is not paying any more school taxes? Or the average, most of them, there's going to always be someone who says, no, I'm still paying a little bit if they live in a home that's $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. By the way, homes in Texas over $700,000, it's only 8% of the market. 39% of homeowners have homes at the average of about $332,000 or less. So when you go to rural Texas or some areas and urban areas, people are living in $200,000 homes, $250,000, $275,000, $300,000. So when we come in and give you an exemption for the full value, in essence, of what your home is worth, you don't owe anyone any more taxes. It's just simple math.
Patrick said Governor Abbott, Speaker Dustin Burrows, and he will all lead efforts to get this done during the 2027 legislative session.